What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and in today's video we're going to be going over the top 5 running back duos heading into the 2025 college football season, as I'm going to be listing my top 5 plus some honorable mentions who just missed the cut. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it here, but before we do, if you guys are new around here, make sure to go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And also, if you go ahead to enjoy this video, make sure to go ahead, drop a like, and also comment down below who your guys' top 5 running back duos, or just the top running back duos in college football are heading into the 2025 season. So let's go ahead and get right into it here, and we'll first start coming in at number 1. It's pretty obvious. That is Penn State's Nicholas Singleton and Kaytron Allen. These are two guys who, when they both announced they were coming back to Penn State, you were like, oh boy, here we go again, because these are two guys who had both 1,000-yard rushing seasons in 2024. It's not every day you see that, and it starts with Nicholas Singleton, who had 172 carries for 1,099 yards, 12 touchdowns. He also averaged 6.39 yards per carry, and he is the more explosive of the two backs. And then you look at Kaytron Allen, who just complements Nicholas Singleton. He had 220 carries for 1,108 yards and 8 touchdowns, had 5 yards per carry, and he was their leading rusher in 2024, but he isn't as quite as explosive or efficient as Singleton. But Allen is a physical runner who, again, perfectly complements Singleton, and these two running backs were key to Penn State's playoff run last season, and will also be key heading into next season as they look to get back and make a run at a national title. Both of these running backs are also listed in many top 10 returning running backs for the 2025 season. So it is a two-headed monster returning for Penn State next season at the running back position. And then coming in at number 2, I have Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. Jeremiah Love is listed as one of, if not the best returning running back in college football going into the 2025 season, and there's a reason for that. He was absolutely one of the nation's best running backs last season. 163 carries, 1,125 yards, 17 touchdowns on 6.9 yards per carry, and Love led the nation with a 38% forced missed tackle rate, and also recorded 8 touchdowns of 30 yards or more in 2024. He was obviously injured for the final stretch there for Notre Dame throughout the college football playoff, but he did his best, and he is an explosive running back, a threat every time he touches the ball. Notre Dame is also set to return a pretty good offensive line, and then you can pair Love with Jadarian Price, who had 120 carries, 746 yards, and 7 touchdowns, and he doesn't get the recognition that he probably deserves as Notre Dame's backup running back, but this is a guy who would be featured on nearly every other team in the country. He had a 6.2 yards per carry last season, and still had 7 touchdowns with 700 plus yards on a 60-40 workload share with Jeremiah Love. And Price also had 4.5 yards after contact per attempt, which led all Power 4 running backs. So Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price coming in at number 2, as Notre Dame has one of the top running back duos ahead of the 2025 season. And then coming in at number 3, I have Oregon's Mekhi Hughes and Noah Whittington. As Mekhi Hughes played at Tulane, transferred to Oregon, he had 265 carries for 1,401 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 5.3 yards per carry, and is going to be paired nicely with Noah Whittington. He is an absolutely workhorse type of running back with 265 carries, and obviously Oregon should have one of the more explosive offenses, as they usually do. Then you can also pair Hughes with also returning running back for the Oregon Ducks, Noah Whittington, who had 118 carries for 540 yards and 6 touchdowns on 4.6 yards per carry. This is a guy who has a lot of experience, and also probably thought he might be running back 1 going into the 2025 season, but now with Mekhi Hughes coming in, most likely will be running back 2, but both of them should get their carries in the backfield for Oregon next season. Whittington has also posted an impressive 87.1 rushing grade and also has 1,499 rushing yards across 3 years with Oregon. So again, it's that experience for Noah Whittington that he'll bring for the Oregon Ducks next season. So Mekhi Hughes, Noah Whittington, and the Oregon Ducks running back duo right there coming in at number 3. And coming in at number 4 is a pretty intriguing one, and that is Louisville's Isaac Brown and Duke Watson. These are two guys who are very young. Both were freshmen last season for Louisville, and both produced at a very good rate, including Isaac Brown, who had 165 carries for 1,173 yards, 11 touchdowns on 7.1 yards per carry. As a freshman, he quickly emerged as Louisville's best offensive weapon and had some big games for Louisville as a true freshman. And then you also pair it with the other true freshman out of Duke Watson, who had 67 carries for 597 yards, 7 touchdowns on a 8.9 yards per carry clip, as he was even more efficient than Isaac Brown in 2024 as a true freshman, and his 8.7 yards per carry led all FBS running backs with at least 50 attempts, and his production was really only hindered by having to share the backfield with Isaac Brown, who absolutely exploded for Louisville last season. So these two guys are young, both going to be true sophomores heading into next season, and watch out because Louisville is going to have them for the next 2 years at least. So Louisville's Isaac Brown and Duke Watson come in at number 4, and coming in at the last spot at number 5. This one was a tough one for me because there is many running back duos that could get the spot, and we'll go over those honorable mentions. But coming in at number 5, I'm going with my Michigan Wolverines out of Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall. And I know there might be some of you who disagree with this, and rightfully so, as both Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall didn't put up crazy numbers, especially last season, but Jordan Marshall was a true freshman and didn't really play at all until the bowl game in Alabama, where he went off. But we'll first start with Justice Haynes, who had 79 carries for 448 yards and 7 touchdowns with Alabama, and had 5.7 yards per carry, as he will be entering his junior season with Michigan now. As a former 5-star recruit, did have to play behind Jam Miller, who had 145 carries compared to Justice Haynes' 79 carries, but still was more efficient with 5.7 yards per carry. And now he's going to get his chance at Michigan. Obviously, we'll share the backfield with Jordan Marshall, but had a pretty good spring game showing for the Wolverines. And obviously, Michigan's offense did struggle last season, but they have revamped their quarterback room, have a new offensive coordinator in Justice Haynes, and both Jordan Marshall and Justice Haynes going to be big reasons and a big part of that new look offense for Michigan. And you got Jordan Marshall, who was a true freshman this past season, only appeared in 5 games, only had 31 carries, but against Alabama in the bowl game, he had 23 carries for 100 yards and put his talents on display. And many people have compared him to Michigan's next Blake Corum. So both of these guys will be competing for running back 1 in Ann Arbor. Obviously, both will get their carries and should be a good problem for Michigan when deciding who will be their running back 1. So Justice Haynes, Jordan Marshall, and the Michigan running back duo right there coming in at number 5. And some other honorable mentions who were very close to that number 5 spot is Texas's CJ Baxter and Quintrivion Wisner. Wisner was a 1,000-yard rusher last season. Obviously, CJ Baxter was injured all season, but he was supposed to be Texas's top running back last season. Now he'll be back following an injury. And then another one is Georgia's Nate Frazier and Josh McCray. Nate Frazier was a freshman last season with 133 carries, 671 yards, 8 touchdowns on 5 yards per carry. And Josh McCray comes from Illinois as he transferred to Georgia and had 117 carries for 609 yards, 10 touchdowns on a 4.2 yards per carry clip. And both these guys should complement each other nicely, as it'll be a nice 1-2 punch for Georgia there. So those are some honorable mentions who just missed the cut for top 5 running back duos on my list. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys like about it, what you guys dislike, and also who your top running back duos heading into the 2025 college football season are. But with that, that's going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more. If y'all new around here, I greatly appreciate it. And other than that, we will see you guys in the next video.